Hi there. Almost 1 year ago, as of this recording, I recorded a video concerning this video game. It's Luigi's Mansion, if you can't see it up there. In particular, I recorded a video about a piece of lost media that was about this game. Kind of. It was more like a slideshow of stuff from the game that ended with a screamer. And on February 10th of this year, I posted that video after many months of editing. And today I want to share with you guys how I made it, and more so what I learned while making it. So I guess you could call this the first video of my creative checkup series. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. I'm trying to keep myself accountable to be creating constantly and to be showing my work, whether it's for my own benefit or for your all's. If you have not seen that video, I recommend you watch it. It's called Keeping Myself Creatively Accountable. You can watch it in the description below. But I guess you could say this is a follow-up. So it's more of a behind the scenes of the Lost Luigi's Mansion Screamers video, as well as teaching you guys what I learned while making that video, because it took a very long time to make, and I learned lots of cool things, good and bad, about the whole process. And before we get started, first of all, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this. And second, thank you so much for the crazy amount of support that video got. I don't think I've ever had that many views in my life. A very close second is my piano cover of Jitterbug by Hachiya Nanashi. For a while that video had I think 14,000 views, and since then the Luigi's Mansion video has just completely blown it away. I cannot believe the amount of views that video got. The amount of comments, the amount of likes, the feedback, the people remembering the video I'm talking about, it's literally insane. So thank you guys so much for that support. Videos like that are going to be extremely rare because, in all honesty, they take so long to make. But also, that video in particular, I made for very specific reasons. I'm not just going to make any video essay about any given topic. I would rather keep it to where it's stuff that intrigues me. But hopefully you guys still enjoy the content if you're sticking around. I make all sorts of stuff. I want to make more video essays. I make a lot of drawings. I want to make animations. I want to do everything, basically. So without further ado, I'm going to share with you all what I learned while making the Lost Luigi's Mansion Screamers. I hope you all enjoy. The Lost Luigi's Mansion Screamers was a project I don't think I've ever treated more carefully. I had so much love for this project, and I wanted it to look and feel exactly how I wanted it to. I had a very specific vision in mind. I'm a huge fan of a YouTuber named Nexpo, also Virtual Carbon, Feral Maguire. I love all these guys. And there's something so amazingly ominous about their videos. They have this very specific editing style and sound style that I really appreciate. You don't come across many YouTubers like that. I mean, you do now because there's more and more people like that who are being influenced by them and growing and sharing their work. And that's great. I love seeing that. So I also, being inspired by those YouTubers, I wanted to give this video a very specific feel. And that's where I want to talk about the first thing I learned, and that is do it for you. I know that sounds like some online guru BS, but I'm serious. At the end of the day, yes, I made this project to spread awareness of a piece of lost media that I really want to see again, as well as many others. So even though I used that video to spread awareness and it looks like it worked, which is amazing, I also made the video for me because I wanted it to feel a certain way. I yearn for YouTube videos that look and feel like this. I'm not saying my video is the best to ever do it, but I wanted to create something that was the same vibe, but also has not been done in that specific context before. The closest thing I can think of is the Luigi's Mansion Gallery Ghoul Glitch by Lukenspire. Phenomenal video, literally masterpiece in digital horror. And so I wanted to create something along those lines as well. I received a couple comments that said you guys are taking this too seriously and I don't get it, or why did you put screamers in the video? And I did all that because of the specific vibe I want the video to have. At the end of the day, I made the video for me. And as long as you as a creative are happy with your project, that's amazing. If you do get accolades from it, then that is just a bonus. One of my favorite comments I got on that video was someone saying, "I haven't felt dread like this since I was a child." And as awful as it sounds, that's exactly the point. I wanted to mix the ominous vibe I get from YouTubers like Nexpo with creepy, nostalgic media and put it into one. That's exactly what I did, and I think it accomplished exactly what I wanted it to. Again, I'm not saying my video is the best to ever do it. I don't ever want to say that. However, I made something that I wanted to see exist, and a huge role in that is coming to it with the posture of doing it for you. So when you create something, think specifically about what you want it to feel like. If you were a viewer, what would you be looking for in a video? And then create that. By the way, because this is a creative accountability video, I also want to share with you what I'm currently reading. Currently, I am reading Kagurabaki Volume 1. It's great so far. Chojin X by Sui Ishida, the author of Tokyo Ghoul. Pretty good so far. My wife's brother recommended it to me. The Bible, because I have not read the Bible enough lately, and I feel bad about that, so I want to do it more. And finally, The Real God by Chip Ingram. The reason I'm reading this book is because right now I have a very distorted view about God, and I don't want that, because in the words of A.W. Tozer, what you think about God is the most important thing about you. So let's move on to the next thing that I learned, and that is that you need to start imperfectly. I said this quote in a couple videos back, literally also almost a year ago. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Do what you can with what you have with where you're at." When I first said that quote, I did not know Theodore Roosevelt said that. So one day when we found it in a card of shuffled inspirational quotes cards, we hung it up immediately. So do what you can with what you have. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you need to apply it also creatively. For me, I have been blessed to have the good equipment and a wife who knows how to video edit and produce really, really good videos. She's super talented, by the way. I'm not kidding. I'm blessed enough to be recording and editing with like high quality equipment. Not everyone is, and that is okay. That is the point. If you haven't noticed, a couple of my videos have been filmed in this like weird grainy quality that have like no lighting to them. Those videos are recorded with a webcam that allegedly from their website records in 4K. If you look at the video file's aspect ratio, yes, it does record in 4K. However, that camera does not have a very good sensor on it. My wife Mary Beth's camera has one of the best sensors I've ever seen in a camera. It can record incredible things. She also taught me that a lot of factors go into that, like ISO and shutter speed and like exterior lighting sources, which is what I'm doing right now. Her camera can record videos way, way better than I can. And she helped me set up her camera to record that Luigi's Mansion video. It was like a whole production. Videos like this are not going to be like that. For example, I'm recording this with my own camera that I've had since 2018. And the quality is still good. Could it be better? Yeah, absolutely. But does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. Do what you can with what you have. The reason I'm not using Mary Beth's camera is because that's her camera. It's a very expensive thing that we own, and I do not trust myself to set it up myself. And also in that, a lesson should be learned. Creativity should not depend on perfect circumstances. So I should not wait for Mary Beth to come home and ask her to set up the camera, and then I start recording. I literally have several recording devices of my own that I can set up. Another example of starting imperfectly would be literally everything I edited and animated for the Luigi's Mansion video. I'm extremely proud of this project. It's probably the proudest I've ever been of a project. I did things in that video I have never done before that. As familiar as I am with 3D animation, there were a lot of learning curves in it. For example, for the first time, I had to use Blender Cycles, which is an entirely different beast than Blender Eevee. I had to use it to make the projector scene in the video where a video was being projected on a wall, and that was really difficult to do. I think that part took the longest, not because it itself took the longest. I think when I actually sat down and did it, it only took about a week to figure out, but that was the part I procrastinated the most because I just could not get past the idea of what if I can't get this shot right? Could the shot be better? Yeah, what matters is I did it anyway and I learned something through it. And I'm still really proud of it. With creatives, we need to be more comfortable releasing our learning experiences. For example, the animator, storyboarder, director, Shota Goshizono. He's currently the chief director of Jujutsu Kaisen, and he's already storyboarded and animated a couple things from it. A couple is an understatement, but that man does things that I feel like have never been done before. And sometimes they don't land completely perfectly, but that is okay. It still looks really cool. People want fresh, not perfect. People want to see things that have never been done before, not things that have never been done before perfectly, because then you wouldn't do that thing to begin with if you waited till it was perfect. Now, for the last part, I'm going to talk about probably the most important thing next to starting imperfectly, and that is not all projects are created equal. We're not done! I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but this Luigi's Mansion video is the most I've ever worked on a project, and it's the proudest I've ever been of a project. However, that's because of the special conditions it was in. For one, it was recorded with a camera that wasn't even mine, it was my wife's. 2, the video was completely scripted, this video is not. 3, because of what the video was about, I was able to use assets that referenced said topic. And 4, because I had a specific vision for the project, that basically determined how good the quality would be. For a person who doesn't care for scary videos, that video may not seem like anything special. In the same way that someone who doesn't care about art videos may not find my videos about art super special. Everyone's taste is completely different, and that includes your own. Luigi's Mansion was for sure a passion project. It was something I wanted to take extremely seriously production-wise because of the vision I had for it. But not every video is going to be like that. Because the video was about a lost Luigi's Mansion video, and Luigi's Mansion being a video game, a lot of the cuts from that video are just animated segments that I made in Blender. I had downloaded models from the modelresource.com that had the Luigi's Mansion game files in it, and I just animated whatever I wanted for whatever sequence. Now, for a video like Creative Accountability, which is just 17 minutes of me talking about how I want to share more art, I'm not talking about a video game. Therefore, I can't use assets from a video game to throw into Blender and then animate all that. It doesn't make sense to do that. Sure, I can do cool other editing tricks with a topic like that, but it's just not the same. That does not make the project any less valuable. However, what it does mean is every project is going to be different. I remember feeling really bad when I first released Creative Accountability. I thought to myself, this isn't nearly as good as Luigi's Mansion. Well, yeah, of course not. Creative Accountability, I made in under a week. Luigi's Mansion took 8 months. It doesn't mean I had less passion for it. It just means the projects were both different and I had specific visions for each of them. And the tools at my disposal that would make sense in the project were also completely different. So again, to wrap this back around to my first point, as long as you enjoy what you're making, it should not matter what anyone else says. Do not treat every project like it's going to be your Luigi's Mansion. Not to sound narcissistic, but I consider the Lost Luigi's Mansion Screamers to be my magnum opus because of how long it took and how proud I was of the project. And I think it's really easy to get stuck in comparison to say like, oh, well, this isn't as good as the last thing I made. But if we were constantly striving to top ourselves, I don't think we would ever create again, because I think creatives constantly start out in this place of, how am I going to top this? And that is a posture we have to get rid of. I'm not saying we should now only put in half of our effort into every project, because like I said earlier in the video, do what you can with what you have. As long as you pour your heart into a project, everyone will feel it. Some people may not get it, but the people who do, they're gonna know something's different. And I think something like that is extremely special. So hopefully this can comfort you. Know that not every project is going to be your magnum opus. This sounds cheesy, but just pour your heart into it and then the rest will fall into place. And with all that, that is what I learned while making the Lost Luigi's Mansion Screamers. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm trying my hardest to make really experimental things I've never done before, because all the time I see really cool YouTubers that make content like this and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. I want to do that. And I feel that way towards almost everything. So very grateful for the support that video got. Like truly, I did not know it was going to explode like that. I'm not used to getting that many eyes on a video. If you wish to support me, in the description, there is a coffee link. If you want to donate like $1 or $2, that is fine. It would mean the world to me. I would love to create full time. Like my dream is to become an animator, of course, as like a legitimate job, but I would love to make stuff like this too. Unfortunately, I'm not in a spot where I can do that at a super great capacity. Videos like the Luigi's Mansion Lost Screamers will come like once in a blue moon. Videos like this maybe a little more frequently, but not as much. My art videos take the least amount of effort, so that will probably be what's released the most. So if you would love to see more content like this, I would appreciate your support so much in any way possible. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you and hope you have a great day. So I guess I'll see you all later.